Guys, so this is part 2 of my thoughts this morning. I woke up with so many ideas going through my mind. I'm like, I gotta do this before before I forget. But one of the things that I wanted to mention is that I often hear people who are not in our world say things like, "Oh, that poor mom. I don't know how she does it." And I've had people tell me, I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like raising 4 exceptional children. I mean, like you're just a super mom. Okay. So that's what this post is about. And I want to tell you, first of all, that I'm not trying to be petty. I'm not, I promise. But I feel like this is important and it has to be said and told and explained. And if you want to share this video with others to kind of explain your point of view, feel free to do so. So, my public service announcement for today is to stop. Stop. What's the word I'm looking for? Stop doing that. Okay. Very patronizing. And it's also, in a way, it's almost like telling us, oh, my goodness, your life is so horrible. I'm so glad that I don't have your life. That's really what you're saying. You don't realize that's what you're saying, but that's what you're saying. So, what can you say instead? What words can you give a mother who is going through this journey and you want to be uplifting to them, right? Well, that's a good question. Well, first of all, if it's someone that you're good friends with, someone that you have a rapport with and you know them, you love them, and you're trying to express your love, just say what you feel. Like, for example, if you say, I've observed you and I just have to say that you're so patient with your children. And I really admire that in you. How do you do that? How do you, how are you able to be so patient? Like, what do you do? Like, explain to me. How can you be patient with your, because I want to be more patient with my children. That's a good question, a good way to put it, right? I'm giving the mom a compliment without demoralizing. Or you could say something like, what is it like? What is it like for you when your child does this and that? Because for me, I just have a lot of empathy for you. And, when your child has a meltdown, I understand it because, trust me, I know my child has meltdowns like that. But, how do you feel about it? Because I want to support you. When that happens, I want to know what to do. That's another good one, another good question. Because that has happened to me. Admittedly, I don't know what it's like for every parent out there. I just know my own experiences. That's why I've started this Exceptional Parents page. I want everyone to share their experiences with everyone. I want this to be a place where you feel safe to make comments, to ask questions, to tell us, give us a glimpse of what it's like to be in your shoes, And so if I'm with a friend and their child throws a tantrum, I don't know what to do. I don't, just because my children have tantrums and they have meltdowns or they had meltdowns when they're younger, I don't know what to do with that particular child, right? So it's always good to ask. Some parents may want you just to ignore it. They're like, oh, just ignore it. Don't worry, it'll pass. That's what they do to get attention. While other parents feel like overwhelmed, they're like, they need help. Like they might need actual physical help to get their child out of there, for example. So just talk to that parent. Okay, now, what if you are at Walmart, for example, there's a mom, her child starts screaming bloody murder, okay? All right. And you can tell that it's not a typical child screaming. You can usually tell if it's a child that, is just wanting something and didn't get it versus a child that probably has some kind of challenge. Well, at least I can. Maybe you can't. But anyway, what do? Right? Well, in that case, you don't know the mom. So I personally observe at the corner of my eye. I don't stare, obviously, and, look at them, but I observe at the corner of my eye. And if they need help, I might offer it, but otherwise ignore it. Don't make them feel worse than they already do. Okay? Now, the other day I went to Walmart and there was a lady with a child, and I didn't know at the time because all I heard was like screams of like the most shrill, high-pitched screams I'd ever heard in my life. Worse than the scratching the nails on a chalkboard. That kind of shrill. And I was with one of my kids and they're like, Mom, what's that? What's happening? I'm like, I don't know. So when we did our shopping at Walmart, that didn't take a few minutes. That took a while. The kid was still screaming. We get to the checkout, the cashier, and the kid was still screaming. And what I observed was a mom on her cell phone with he looked like maybe 2.5-year-old, maybe 3 at the most, child sitting on the shopping cart, screaming bloody murder. Now, come on. Now, I don't judge. I'm not the type of person that I'm going to judge. But in that case, I was like, why didn't she take him outside? Like, why is she keeping him inside the store? I would have loved to know what was going on there. Because if it was me, I would have taken my child out. I would not have kept the child in there for half an hour in the store. It echoes in there too. Walmart has this really bad acoustics in there, and it's really, really loud. So anyway, so yeah, don't judge, don't stare, don't give her dirty looks. I mean, you don't know. You don't know. But that was an interesting situation for me. Anyway, what I want to end with is, please just be kind, be patient, show your fellow brother and sister love. That goes a long way. Make sure that you are someone that uplifts. We have enough things that tear us down as parents. We have enough negativity in our lives. Let's be part of the solution, not part of the problem. All right. I think that's all for today. I may have another post. I woke up with all kinds of thoughts in my head, and I appreciate my chance to be able to share those with you. All right. Good luck on your journey as always. See you soon. Bye.